Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Neuro, and I wanted to talk to you about one of the most important fundamentals in gaming. Team games or solo games, but especially team games. And this is morale. Morale is the attitude and the bearing in which the team is carrying itself. How confident they are in their ability to win, or how scared they are of defeat, and focused on that. In the matches that I play, when I play Dota 2, I would say that having someone tanking the morale on the team reduces your chances of winning dramatically. So I wanted to break down kind of the stumbling blocks that cause people to mess up in terms of their morale and to pull the team down into despair, and how to overcome that. The first big one that many people mess up when it comes to managing your morale is accepting what has happened before you start getting into a match. A lot of people will carry the tilt from a previous match or their workday or their life issues, and they'll carry that into the match, so they're entering the match angry because of stuff that happened outside of it. So the first step to making sure that you bring good morale to the team is to accept, okay, maybe I lost the last match. I can learn these 1, 2, 3 things from it, and it's in the past now, and I'm going to be present and focus on this one. So the first thing is get rid of that residual tilt, take a break if you need to, do some exercise if you need to, get some water, and then go into the match fresh. The next stumbling block for morale is the draft. The heroes and the characters that people pick in the game that you're playing, some people will resent them. They'll be like, oh, I can't believe you would pick this. And it gets really ridiculous, and they can just get super butt mad because they don't like the draft. The way that you counter that is you think about, what are our heroes good at? What can our draft do that the enemy team's draft cannot do? And how can we create a game state that puts things into our favor and away from the kind of match that they want to play? So there are things that you can do, and you need to accept the draft that your team has. In a game like Dota, once you lock in a hero, it's set for the whole game. And you might not like it, but you have to deal with it. So you might as well make the most of it. So make sure you accept the draft for what it is. And your draft might objectively be worse than the enemy team's draft. But players mess up every game, and you can always capitalize on your opponent's blunders to create new advantages that you didn't expect on paper. No one plays perfectly, so you can oftentimes overcome a counter matchup just by outplaying them in the fundamentals. Better map awareness, better communication, better mechanics and fundamentals. There are so many things that you can do to make sure your morale is strong and focus on the positive of winning the game. Another thing that can be a stumbling block for your team is toxic comms. Someone on the team is butt mad. They are not showing good morale, and they're dragging morale down. Maybe they're bashing one of your teammates, or maybe they're bashing you. One thing that I try to do is I try to test people like this to see if they're willing to adjust their behavior by talking back at them. If someone's like, oh, I can't believe this guy, what is he doing? I'll say, hey, be nice. We're on the same team. If you need them to do something, just tell them what you need them to do. Focus on the objectives. That's the reminder. Someone's bashing one person to another. You counter that not by saying you're wrong, because that gets into an argument. You redirect their energy to say, okay, we need to focus on this mapped objective now. We need to defend these towers. We need to fall back and take a high ground fight. We need to stick together, or we need to split up and farm. Like, make a plan. Just by you stating a plan for your team allows you to be a leader and to reorient your team's morale. Get them back on task and get them into a mindset where they can actively do stuff. A lot of matches are lost just because people mentally give up. But there's a funny story that has caused me to never give up whenever I play Dota or StarCraft. And the reason is there was a person named Hugh Briss. And Hugh was a very gifted gamer, super strong. Hugh was able to get so many kills in a row that many people would just give up. But Hugh had one fatal flaw, and that was going too far to make flashy plays. Hugh Briss ran into the enemy's fountain and try to get a bunch of kills using all their high armor and stats and cool maneuverability and stuff. But that was a very dumb move, and it caused Hubris to lose their 30 kill streak, which gave 87 million gold to the defending team. Hubris lost the match and was very embarrassed by their arrogant play. And because of this, I know that even if a team is super duper ahead, they can still throw due to dumb mistakes. So, whenever you're getting into a match, let go of the tilt from what happened before, accept the now of the draft and the team that you have, and then focus on the map objectives that you can take. Try to defend people who are getting picked on. It helps the whole team dynamic. Don't dogpile on a scapegoat. That just makes the team morale worse. If someone is bashing one player, back them up and say, hey, we don't need to do that. Focus on the now. This is a really important concept, and this is a problem for players of all skill levels. I've seen high-level players in these Overwatch cases throw matches by destroying their items and giving the enemy team ward, just completely imploding mentally. It's disgusting and shameful. And we would be better gamers and better people with better mental health if we could just focus on winning and competing together. Where is the sportsmanship? It is super weak in esports, and people need to talk about morale. So I wish you the best of morale. I wish you courage in dealing with people who are really negative. If you want to talk back at them and try to take command of your team, I encourage you. But remember, you always have the option to mute and report people if they don't calm down. You don't need to deal with their crap. If they complain at you multiple times and they're being annoying and negative and not productive, just mute and report and then focus on the game as though they're an NPC. Hope you found this breakdown useful. Keep your morale strong and all the best in your adventures.